As of the time of recording this, the average US household has over $96,000 worth of debt. Now, in the spirit of a new year coming, a lot of people are taking a fresh look at their financial goals for the coming year, or maybe for you, whenever you're watching this, you've just decided it's time to start tackling your debt. Now, what we're talking about today are a couple of the most common debt payoff principles, and in fact, the two methods that have helped me pay off over $140,000 worth of debt over the last 5 years. So I really feel like these strategies can be beneficial for you as well. Today we're going to be talking about the debt avalanche method as well as the debt snowball method. Now, whether you're a fan of the guy or not, Mr. Ramsey, I think, was one of the first people who kind of coined these terms, and they've just been really popular strategies ever since for getting organized and getting yourself into a strategic way of paying off your debt. The first method we're going to be talking about is the debt avalanche method. So what you do for this method is you list out every single debt that you have in order of interest rate. So start with your highest interest rate and list them out down to your lowest interest rate, every single debt. Once you have your debts organized, you continue to pay your monthly minimum at every single one of these because we don't want to default or take any back steps here. So pay your monthly minimums, and then any extra that you can, put it towards your highest interest debt. And you just keep tackling until that highest interest debt is eliminated first. And then once that one's gone, you move on to the next highest debt interest. And then you just keep working your way down. So the advantage of the debt avalanche method is that since you're eliminating the highest interest debt first, you save the most money over the long term. I think the debt avalanche is most effective for the people that really look to paying the absolute least amount that they possibly have to pay until they get down to zero debt. Now, the next debt pay down principle is the debt snowball. And I think this is really probably the more popular method just because people are emotional. People need more of an instant gratification. And not to say that it's instant, but people need hits of motivation along the way. And how you get that with the debt snowball is similar to the debt avalanche. You list every single debt that you have, except this time you're going from smallest balance to largest balance. So just the total amount that you owe on the debt. You list them smallest to largest. And again, you pay the monthly minimums on every single debt that you have, and then you just start attacking that smallest balance first. What this is going to do for you is it's going to be easier for you to pay off debts because you're attacking the smallest balance, and then the next smallest balance, and then the next one. And then eventually the last one that you have is your largest balance, but you've freed up all those other monthly payments to really put towards it, so it just feels a lot faster for you. And psychologically, you're getting those hits of motivation along the way by tackling the smallest debts. So you can, in theory, eliminate debts quicker when you're attacking the smallest one, and it's providing those hits of motivation. For me personally, I have relied heavily on the debt snowball. When I got started, I had probably 15 monthly debt payments, and some of them were small, and it was that emotional and mental win to get rid of those small ones first, and it really helped keep me inspired to keep going for the larger wins. So it's okay to also switch back and forth between these strategies. And now I don't mean I'm going to try this one for a month and it's not working for me, I'm going to switch to the other. I mean, like, start this way, give it a year, see how it goes, see how you feel. And then maybe a year, 2 years down the road, when you have built that debt payoff habit, because it is a habit in my opinion, then switch maybe to the avalanche and then start saving yourself money and interest now that the debt pay down is a habit that's built into you. And you know that you're okay now going forward without needing those instant gratification mental hits. Then you know what? Say I want to start saving money instead. So I'm going to switch over to attacking the highest interest rate. Personally, over the last 5 years, I have done a combination of both. And what I mean by that is I started with the debt snowball because I needed those mental hits and I needed the instant motivation to keep going because it was new for me. When I started, I had so many monthly debt payments and I really didn't see a way out before that. But then when I got a new job and I recentered myself and I said, no, now's the time, I really need to do this. And it was most beneficial for myself to start with the debt snowball, get rid of those small debts, and just keep it going. And that really provided the initial motivation I needed to keep going on this debt journey. And now that I'm down, I have eliminated probably 10 monthly payments of different credit cards, medical debt, a used car loan, things like that. Those are all gone, and now I just have student loans. So now for me, I have switched over to more of a debt avalanche method over the last year, because now my debts are a lot more kind of equal in amount. So the interest rate comes into a little bit more of a play here for me personally at this time. So getting rid of the higher interest rate now makes more sense for me. So now going forward, once this student loan forbearance is over, I'm going to be doing the debt avalanche. So depending on what works for you, you might start in one method and then switch over to the other. Again, it's going to be personal for everybody and super dependent on your own situation. Now, I know this principle was more of a back to basics kind of thing as far as debt goes and starting a debt-free journey and all that. But again, in the spirit of starting a new year, or whenever you're watching this, maybe you're just wanting to jump into starting a debt-free journey for yourself, it's really important to go back to foundational steps and reassess where you're at in this moment and start fresh from square one. So I hope this information was helpful for you. If you are new to my channel, then consider subscribing. I am taking my whole debt journey from over $230,000 of debt down to zero. I still have over $160,000 to go, but I share that with you every single week on my channel. So consider subscribing, give it a like if this was helpful, and I will see you guys in my next video.